Hello, everyone, and welcome to what's essentially a podcast. Uh, I am Bryan, also known as PB from the channel, and I am joined here by James, also known as Jax on the channel. And you might be thinking, why are we doing this? Why are we doing a podcast all of a sudden? Well, it's not necessarily going to be a regular thing on this show. It might be, if we like it, if we like the outcome of this. But the reason we're doing this is because this is our 100th video on the channel.
Indeed it is. At this point, if I had party poppers, I'd be using. Put that in post.
Balloons, bubbles and balloons.
That's a later video this month.
Yeah, that's to come later. Yeah. So we're doing this as like a 100 the episode special, just to kind of talk about like the stuff we've done, where we want to go, what we originally wanted for our channel, all these kind of things.
Why we started in the beginning as well.
Yeah. So any good place to start with any kind of anything is usually at the beginning.
It's always a good place.
Yeah. When we originally started our channel, it wasn't necessarily meant to be entirely about gaming.
No, if you go and look at our description under the About section on YouTube, it does state that we like gaming and we talk about movies, and yet we've never spoken about movies.
Never. Not once. We've discussed several possible ways for us to actually potentially talk about movies. One was going to be like a podcast type kind of thing, but then we were like, what do we want to do? Do we want to do modern movies? Do we want to do old movies? What is it going to be? Is it going to be a review, a breakdown, a discussion? And what is it? You know, we just couldn't quite figure it out.
We couldn't quite pinpoint the idea because you want to try and do something unique, but at the same time, we're on YouTube. Nothing is unique here.
Yeah, there's a drop in the bucket is what we would be and what we are, you know. But yeah, we just couldn't really figure out a way to properly do it. So we're still playing with the ideas, and who knows, if this is successful, this could be a way for us to do this.
This could
I say
segue
successful.
into, yeah. If we get more than 3 viewers watching this, because our videos get so few viewers, it's kind of unreal.
We just do it for fun, though. We're not like
exactly
trying to be the next up and coming thing. Yo, what's up, YouTube? Flash. No, we're not like that.
No, we're not trying to be Jacksepticeye or fucking PewDiePie or any of those, because that's not our style. We're just here to have fun and play games that we feel that are fun to watch. Some of our videos are not fun to watch. I will point that out.
Oh, the older stuff.
Yeah, if we here's a great question. What's your favorite episode and what's your least favorite episode?
Well, the actual content, my favorite episode is the utter highlights of PUBG. I love the most
recent one.
All the utter highlight series. It's easily my favorite. It was a nightmare to put together because like that video actually changed the way we do our recordings. Because we got the game, released our first ever game, like the gameplay footage up as a video, and from that moment on, both of us recorded every single thing we did in that game. Because we were like, this game is great, we're going to make an utter highlights out of this is going to be amazing, this has got so many opportunities. By the time it came round to me actually making the video, I had to go through like 200 hours of footage because we just saved up everything we did. And the footage was in like 3-hour chunks, you know? And it was disastrous. So
it's one of the reasons why utter highlights is not our most frequent videos, because they take so long to make.
Well, yeah, because you can't like record for a day and expect to make a fantastic utter highlights. I mean, you might be able to if just crazy things happen left, right, and center, but it takes a while. And even still, like if you watch our first 3 utter highlight videos, they're not great. Like
Really
we're
not.
still learning how to record properly, so the quality of the footage is horrible. We're not
Still learning how
entirely,
to edit as
yeah,
well.
yeah. We're not great at the game,
Oh,
essentially. So, we don't really pull off like 5 kill streaks, like ace it and like fucking John Wicking our way through a level, which just doesn't happen. And there's some clips like when I watch, I'm just like, why was that even in there? You know,
but,
it's
but at the
it's
time, that would have been the best piece of footage compared to
yeah,
what we had as
yeah.
well.
It was like
And if you go
kind
back
of
as well,
filler.
yeah, if you go back as well and watch like our original videos, like the first 3 or 4, I think are they're Rainbow Six Siege. I've not
Yeah,
actually
yeah.
got it up at the moment, so I can't check it. But
They
it's
are.
Rainbow Six Siege, and it's strange going back and watching those because one, we just recorded for fun. Like we still do record for fun, but when we go in and do recording now, we kind of get into the mindset of right, we've got to record. We're gonna kind of like try and keep it succinct with what people might want to hear us talking about whilst playing the game to make
Yeah,
it kind of enjoyable.
we've got
Back
like a
then,
set energy level.
yeah, as you might be able to tell, this episode here is quite mellow.
Yeah,
This is how we usually just talk
because
to each
like,
other rather than being all up and hyper.
yeah, I'm not PB. Like I'm Bryan. PB's, it's not necessarily a character I play, but it's like a caricature of myself.
Yeah, it's this. It's kind of the same with.
I ham it up.
Yeah, it's like for me, it's kind of the same, but I just use the name Jax as an online persona. But whenever me and Bryan are playing, we just use real names.
Yeah.
Um,
But
the
yeah,
other reason for using actual like online personas as in Jax and PB is because it allows us to show the names in the corners without covering most of the screen with our real world names.
The original concept behind that was like when you put in a high score in an arcade machine, you do like, it's just 3 letters. That's what all you're allowed, 3 letters. So for me, it's P.B. For you, it's JAX.
Yeah. And whenever Robbie is joining us, like
that's why
whenever he plays,
that's why he's
it's
ROB.
Rob.
But Robbie never gets called Rob. Never. Not once does anyone ever call him Rob.
I don't even think he likes being called Rob. That's
Yeah,
why
I don't
we
think he
used
does.
it.
Yeah.
That's why we did that. But now, if you go looking back at what we originally did with Siege,
I've got it up here.
oh, yeah,
Rainbow Six Siege 1,
bad.
Rainbow Six Siege 2, Rainbow Six Siege 3.
Yeah, they're pretty bad. Like because the editing, we were still getting used to it. We were still getting used to it.
The timing is off. The footage is bad.
We were just playing the game like we would normally play it, and not taking into consideration the recording aspect.
Yeah.
And slowly we got better.
We're constantly learning.
Oh, yeah, exactly. You never stop learning. That's the thing. And so we've got a few older episodes that I do really like the Battlefield. I think it's the first Battlefield. Like
Utter
highlight.
Utter Highlights 4, Battlefield 4.
Yeah, like that one. I absolutely enjoyed that one. It's not my favorite, but I enjoy that one because there is moments in it, and it was at the time when we were learning because we both edited that one. There are
that was
that I edited.
That was the first one that you took like the lead on.
Yeah. And it just created such a vibe throughout it when we were creating that. For me, when I was editing through it, going through all the footage, it's difficult, but you have to find the best bits, and it was fun. And there's some fantastic moments in that episode, like the rocket getting fired at me, and I just stand behind a pole and it doesn't hit me, and like that was a perfect thing. That is the perfect Battlefield moment because everyone's had them.
I've got 2 favorite moments from that episode.
And is it the helicopter by any chance?
Both kind of like include me. Yeah, the helicopter. That's one of them. My first time ever attempting to fly.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah. The one where, not the one where it almost lands on us, but the one where I am attempting to fly for the first time ever, and I get to a height, and then I tilt forward, and just everything goes to shit from then on in.
And you press the wrong button, out and jump in again, and then jump out,
and then jump in and out like 3 or 4 times. It's ridiculous.
And then it hits a tree, and you survive.
Yeah. And the other part is where I was getting really, really frustrated with the game. Like, it's just that specific map where every time I spawned, I kept getting killed by a fucking vehicle. And I was
Oh,
so angry. So I decided I was going to camp on the roof of this broken down building, and I was like, I'm a sniper, and I'm going sniping. And then like I'm trying to be like low key hiding and like kind of keep a low profile kind of thing. And I turn to my right, and you're just standing there, and I'm like, go the fuck away.
But
and then
it's not
I turn
even on your right. I'm on your left, and I'm like, hello. And then you turn to your right, and Robbie's there with an RPG.
Yeah, and I turn to you, and I'm like, hey, just like, go away. And you're like, okay. And I turn to the right, and I'm gonna see Robbie with a rocket launcher. I'm like, go away. And he's like, I'm sniping, and he's holding a fucking rocket launcher.
There's fun moments, but like, okay, then with that, like, coming back to the question of favorite and least favorite, your favorite is the latest PUBG highlights.
Yes.
What is your least favorite
for content? Like the actual
anything,
footage,
not just content.
Shows, well, yeah,
not just content, everything.
I'll give a range. I'll give a range of answers. Chill, bro.
Okay.
Chill.
All right. Cool.
Actually, I don't even know what my least favorite is for content. It might be one of the earlier Rainbow Six Siege ones, just because, like, when you watch it, half of the stuff I see, I'm just like, why was that even in there? Like, half of it is good stuff. It may be bad quality because of ours figuring out how to record, but like the actual footage itself is good, you know. But like the other half is just fucking awful, and I don't know why it's even in there.
The issue with the original as well, when the first 3 videos, is it's just you recording. Like, it's not my footage. Like, 2 of the episodes, I don't think it's any of my footage.
I think that may be the case. There's some problem with you like recording or something like that.
Yeah, I just didn't have it all set up. I was still trying to get that all sorted.
But if we're talking about stuff to actually make, my least favorite by a fucking long shot is goddamn Portal 2.
That is also my least favorite because of the just to the issues that we had with recording, with actually getting people together to be able to record it in general, the editing process, and like even getting it scheduled and up and on YouTube for Portal was just the worst.
I just know Portal 2, like in my mind, like I like Portal. I like Portal 1. I like Portal 2. They are fun little puzzle solving games, and I like puzzle solving games, you know. I love the Resident Evil franchise and all that jazz, and they're all puzzle solving games. Portal 2 just now reminds me of how fucking aggravating it is to play that game.
Record.
Yeah, just, oh my god, is infuriating. I now know it as like the cursed Let's Play. Yeah, it's how I internally think about it. It is cursed.
When we finally finished the final episode, not the previous episode prior to that, because we thought that was the final episode, but the actual final episode, when we completed that, the sigh of relief and the sigh of, like, the oh, thank fuck, we're not doing that again.
Yeah, literally.
Because we had to record the final episode 4 times.
3 times. 3 times.
3, okay,
yeah. But like in the actual end product, if you're watching it, it's right at the very end. We're just finished watching like the final cutscene, and I'm like, oh, and here comes like final credits, like we can't skip these, blah blah blah. In the actual footage, like that we've put up on YouTube, you hear me going like, nope, let's not watch these. Pinkie Pie out, drops mic, right, and it just cuts to black. The reason it cuts to black there is I literally stopped the recording and walked away. I didn't want anything else to do with Portal.
Even though at that point we kind of had to edit it.
Yeah.
So we still had to do something with Portal. But no, they're the worst. They're the least favourite for me and for you as well.
Every episode was cursed.
Yeah. The original episodes of me and Robbie, like they
hadn't figured out recording properly then.
Robbie's recording
was fucked.
Because he would. The problem, like, we're not going to bitch about Robbie. This is not.
I'm not going to bitch about Robbie.
But, like, Robbie doesn't record the same way me and Bryan now do.
Yeah, he does like face
And
cam and stuff, so we had to ask him to set it up our way for footage for our videos, and it
because
just
and also
didn't work.
yeah, and also with him as well. Yeah, he does face cam, but his actual recordings, they're not the same quality. He doesn't have it set up to do the same quality we do, and so trying to switch back and forth between his and my footage at the like originally, it was an eyesore because it would go from crisp for mine and then to
Crisp,
Robbie's,
air
whose
quotes.
was yeah, that's in air quote. That's why I said it in such. But it's like crisp for mine, but then it would cut to Robbie's, whose audio would have been out of sync with his own footage,
Yeah,
and it was ever so slightly blurry. Like that, you can see it on like the edges of things. It was just, oh,
it was horrible. It was
it
utterly
was.
horrible.
And
So
then
the first video is all just one perspective,
yeah,
and the second
and
video, I believe it's also all one perspective. But that's because when we got Robbie's footage, it was just corrupted to fuck.
oh yeah, it was
It just
unusable.
didn't work. And then
But
the
that
third
happens.
episode
I think it's the third
took
episode.
forever. Third episode took forever because Robbie wasn't around.
Yeah, and then he decided to move home. He decided to move to a different place, and now his internet doesn't actually function correctly, and that's why Bryan then came in
Yeah,
and for the part of Player 2, because otherwise we would have never got Portal finished in general. Like it would have just laid there as an unfinished series, and neither of us could have sat there and watched that. Just
yeah. I didn't
sit
want
there.
there to be like a unfinished series. So
Yeah.
we finally were just like, fuck it. Like if we can't get Robbie, then I'll take over that role. So we recorded that little stupid bit at the beginning where Robbie goes into a portal and never shows up.
I do enjoy that. I
Yeah,
enjoy
that was
editing
fun.
that section.
It was fun that we did that, but it was annoying that we had to do that.
Yeah.
And it aggravated the fuck out of me. And then like 3 months later, we finally did what we thought was going to be the final part. And
Chamber
it fucking
4.
wasn't.
Yeah.
And that was cursed as well, because it cost me damn near 20 quid to do that bloody episode. Because I would had to go to James's to edit it, to help him edit it.
Yeah.
And when we were leaving, well, when I was leaving to come back to mine, I got a taxi, and I fucking left my like wallet and my keys and everything in James's. So I had to then ask the taxi driver to turn around and go back, which then doubled the cost of my taxi.
But yeah.
Which
But,
fucking sucked.
oh yeah. But with Portal now behind us, I'm glad. But my favorite episode, or actually it's actually my favorite series that we've done, is the Hitman.
knew that
Hitman
was
Blood
coming.
Money.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, of course you knew that was coming because it was so much fun. Like Hitman Blood Money has always been one of my favorite games.
Like of all
Actually, I
time.
wouldn't say it's my most favorite game, but it is one of those games that I can just go back to and faff about and play.
Oh yeah.
Like
The replayability
yeah.
of that game is, I want to say unlimited, but I know it's not. But it feels
No,
it.
it feels
it's
it.
so good.
Yeah, and that's what made, I think, our videos of it actually really fun to make because we always swapped over. If people listening to this have actually watched it, then you'll know that each episode we swap controls. So one episode would be me playing it, like
Yeah,
and then
episode
the
1
next
was you, episode 2 was me, and then it went back and forth like
Yeah,
that,
vice
all the way
versa.
to the end.
all the way to the end. And it's like, because at the point when you're not playing and you're watching someone else play, you're wondering how they're going to do it. Because
Yeah.
they may not do it in the same way you originally did it when you played it.
Prime
And
example.
that's what made it fun.
Prime example is the episode "Murder of Birds."
Yeah.
I
Oh,
love that mission, and I find it's not necessarily easy, but I know how to do it completely, like perfectly. And I think even in the recording, you can hear me get like just so aggravated by James constantly failing over and over again. I think I even scream at one point that I'm going to like do this, like the next video after this one is going to be me doing this level, and then my first try I'm going to 100% it. Like I just got
do that.
well, yeah, I didn't want to put out two
Yeah.
videos of the same thing, but yeah, I got so annoyed just watching you try and do that.
Mhm.
It really
there were
pissed me
so
off.
many things that happened in the Hitman series that just it was so fun, not only to play it or to watch someone else kind of going through it
But
and
the
trying to figure out it's
nostalgia
like, ooh,
factor.
that too, yeah. But also the editing of it was also fun because there were quite a few times where we got to kind of just mess around with how we edited things up. There are a few cheeky cuts in it, and I always like doing stuff like that where it kind of just like you don't notice that it's actually cut out quite a mass amount of guff
Yeah,
because
that's
we have a lot of guff in our videos that
well,
may
yeah.
not show up in the YouTube
we,
videos themselves.
we fuck around a lot, and we don't want the videos to
Yeah,
last like for example,
4 hours.
The Hitman finale is 30 minutes long. Like, no one's going to sit and watch that. Nobody watches our 5 minute videos. No one's going
Oh
to watch
no,
our 30-minute
okay.
videos.
You've just reminded me of the Hitman's like the finale where we actually spent close to 2 hours trying to just do the bit at the end, like right after the end credits where you stand up in
Oh
the church.
god, yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck, I forgot about that.
Oh yeah, like literally 2 hours, like one after the other. We both just kept swapping back and forth, being like, "Let's try and do this. Let's try and kill everyone." And every time we'd get up, we'd like shoot a couple of bullets and then get shot, or have to reload. Ah, that was a nightmare. But it because of the type of game it is, because it is both our kind of like our favorite game in terms of replayability. Yes, it got annoying, but it hasn't diminished the fact that the game is still a whole load of fun. That's just the end bit.
That might be why Hitman finale is 30 minutes long. I don't remember
Yes.
exactly, but
Yeah,
we
it is.
spent hours trying to do that. Oh my god, I remember when we
even took a
finally
break.
did it. Yeah, we stopped recording and we came back. We had to stop. We were getting hungry.
Had some
It was
food.
like fuck it. What was it? It must have been like 3 or something in the morning.
I think that's when we finally finished it. Yeah,
It was you that did it, wasn't it? It was you that finally got it done.
yeah, but I
Because
think
it was supposed to be you for like the finale. It was your turn. You were doing your part, and then when you failed the last bit, like so many times, you were like, "You have a shot." And I was like, "All right, fine, I'll try it." And oh my god, it just went forever. You were ready to call it quits way before me, but shit annoys me, and I'm like, "No, I will not let this fucking bunch of ones and zeros get the best of me. I will beat it."
And we finally did, and it was still fun. And then like it's so that even with that end piece, which took us hours to do, Hitman is my favorite series. Technically, I'm going to put it as the series, even though the question asked was favorite episode. There is not one single episode that I can pull out of our kind of Hitman series and be like, that is my favorite one, because they all have fun moments. They all have weird. The House of Cards with the weird, creepy guy smiling at me from in the bathroom.
That might be one of my favorite moments from our whole let's play.
Just that guy,
just his creepy as fuck smile, and I just love the thumbnail for it because you've put his face on.
I put his face on 47. Yeah, that was another thing. I got to have fun creating the thumbnails because I'm the one who creates the thumbnails for all of the episodes and all of the videos, and so I do in a lot of the thumbnails. If you go back and look at them, there's little Easter eggs within those.
More often than not.
So more often than not, there's a lot of the time there are things that are quite blatantly obvious, and then there's other ones that are not. Like the first thumbnail for Hitman, I'm trying to now remember. I can't remember if it is the first episode or not.
The first thumbnail for Hitman is the only thumbnail I have ever done, and it's just horrible. It is atrocious. So it's probably Hitman Part 2 is the one that you did.
It probably is. Yeah,
where it's the birds flying John Woo style.
Yes, John Woo style. That one is when you're actually doing that mission. There's not that many birds.
Yeah, it's like 2.
Yeah, there's like maybe 3 or 4. I added in a whole bunch more because it just looked awesome. There was also the one in the rehab center. I decided
that's the next one.
I decided to take the doctor's face. We were stood next to him when I got the screenshot for the thumbnail, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to have it because he's looking at 47 in kind of like a sly, smiley grin type thing, kind of laughing. So I was like, I'm going to steal his hair, and have it like so. It just looked awesome. And then there's also a guy hiding behind the glass in the background.
There's some really weird ones as well, like things
Yeah.
that we never even reference in the video, really. Like part 4 is Hitman wearing a Green Lantern mask, and the bad guy is purple, like Sinestro, the bad guy from Green Lantern. At no point do we reference that. Words. At no point do we reference that in the actual video.
I think we do. I
don't think we do. I think it was just afterwards.
It's when it's loading. I think it's when it's loading. When the game is loading up, it says about the guy's name, and it's so close to Sinestro, and he even has the mustache.
He looks like Sinestro. He looks like
So that's why that episode, part 4, has Pink Man and Agent 47 with the Green Lantern mask. There are some that not much has changed on. I absolutely despise part 6's. That's with the sausage, the white background.
I like that.
I don't.
I think it's
I was
funny.
never a fan of that.
I think it's funny. I've got a weird sense of humor though, but I think that's hilarious. Just him like pointing the sausage like "freeze, motherfucker,"
with his blank expression of a face, which
it's Hitman. When is he
exactly.
not?
And then that.
Okay, least favorite is that Portal as well.
Yeah, my least favorite is Portal.
Yeah. It's unanimous.
It is.
It fucking
but
is.
No, it's like so. That's like that. There is kind of what our YouTube channel is. It is. It's just us having fun a lot of the time. We're not trying to do. Yeah, it's just us faffing about.
You know what I think? You know what I think my favorite thumbnail you've ever done is the Star Wars Battlefront 2.
Star Wars Battlefront 2.
I love the Star Wars Battlefront 2 one because we
with
spent so long back and forth trying to figure out what we should do for it, and we couldn't quite figure out. We were looking at the box art and everything, and I was like, it just fucking hit me, and I was like, no, you have to do this. You have to put it, instead of just putting like Looney Bin, we play this, we play that. You have to make it look like a Star Wars poster.
And that's what it became. It became Looney Bin Deeple Drowdle Pop episode.
It might actually be my favorite named episode as well. Yeah, it's 21. It might actually be my favorite named episode as well, because Looney Bin, the name is always different because we take a quote, and Beeple Drowdle Parp is hilarious.
Yeah, like when we originally started the channel, like we were trying to figure out like if we should name our episodes of things, and that is why if you actually go back, you'll notice that there's episodes that shouldn't be named certain things. Like we have Utter Nutters Play and Looney Bin and Utter Highlights, and some of our earlier videos became Looney Bin when they shouldn't have been, and Utter Nutters Plays when they should have been Looney Bins. Like we have this whole kind of thing of what that means to us, to people watching. They're just like, thing.
Like whatever. Well, who cares?
Yeah, but it's like to us, we're trying to stick to a certain kind of like.
Well, if you read the playlist,
design philosophy,
the playlists actually have descriptions as to what each series is.
Yes,
I wrote them up. I do all the writing up. So yeah. But yeah, it's our battlegrounds, PlayerUnknown's battlegrounds. That accidentally have been made or in ours play when they're technically Looney Bins.
Yeah, but they've just stuck.
It was because the first ever episode we didn't know what
we didn't have the design philosophy down for the series yet.
Yeah, actually, when was the first Looney Bin? Did that come out before Looney Bin?
I think technically the
it
Rainbow
did.
Six.
It came out before Looney Bin.
It was a Rainbow Six Siege one, I think. It was a Looney Bin, the original one.
Nope, that was a Rocket League.
Oh, was it? Oh, yeah.
The first the first 5 or 6 Looney Bins is like Rocket League and Towerfall with one Ultimate Chicken Horse thrown in there.
I actually
love Ultimate Chicken Horse.
Ultimate Chicken Horse is fun. Going back to the Rocket League, I will get on to why those annoy me momentarily. At least the later episodes, they're still fun, but I'm just looking at the Looney Bin Star Wars thing at the moment, and I absolutely love what I've done with Kevin. And Kevin, if people are wondering, is our logo.
We have never ever named him publicly.
We have never named him. This is where his name is now being released to the public.
Yes.
His name is Kevin.
When we were making the channel, because we talked about making a channel for ages, but we just never did. And one day I was like, you know what? Fucking fuck it. And I just made a channel, and I named it The Utter Nutters because essentially both me and
That's
James
us.
are clinically crazy. So
Yeah,
I named it that, and I was like, what can we do? Like, what should it be? Should it, like, what should the image and everything be for? Like, what's the theme? And I just kept having this image of a little pig devil in my head, which is what the first ever iteration of Kevin was supposed to be. And the reason he's called Kevin is because when I said pig devil, I was trying to think of a suitable name for a pig. Porky. I was like, oh, that's taken, blah blah blah. And then I thought about one of me and James's favorite actors, Kevin Bacon.
Yeah,
because of bacon, so he's called Kevin.
Yeah, and what's even more funny about that is our newest version of the logo.
Yeah,
our new version, the white one,
when we did like a revamp in the beginning of the year.
Yeah, the little revamp. When that got done by Nitro Media, that's always linked in our description. But when it got done by them, I say them, he, the creator of Nitro Media and the creator of our new logo is also called Kevin. So he found it very strange whenever we would be talking to him. We're like, oh no, can we have Kevin like this, please? And he's like, what?
It's like, Kevin, make Kevin do this.
Yeah. So that was a fun experience. But I do love what I've done with Kevin on the Star Wars one.
Same.
Which making him the Death Star.
I remember I went to bed that night, like giving you, like, I was like, maybe this, maybe this, maybe this, maybe this. Like, I just throw ideas at you and see what sticks, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then when I came back, when I was leaving, you were like, oh, here's like a rough idea, and you showed me like the guy on the left, the name half kind of written out. With the right font, like in the kind of the right area, and you didn't have anything on the right hand side, but you said you were going to look for the droid on the right hand side, and that was it. And you were like, what about the background? I was like, I don't know, maybe stars or something, who knows, I need to go to bed. Came back in the morning and he had linked it, you had linked it to me on our Discord, and you were like, oh, here's the thumbnail, like, what do you think? And I was fucking blown away. I was like, oh, that's amazing, oh whoa, that is dope. I hate that word.
Yep,
that was dope.
Yeah, he is the in that one, because we try and like incorporate, or at least I try and incorporate Kevin into all of the
ways that are unintrusive.
Exactly. So, but a lot of the time, like if you look, he's always just sat in the right hand corner or the left hand corner, depending.
That's if there's no way to put it in without it being annoying.
Yeah, exactly. Like with our I Am Bread episode, first I Am Bread episode. He's burnt onto the bread. There's a few like that.
The James Bond, he's the circle that James Bond gets shot from, and the Death Star, and he's one of the O's in Portal Co-op.
Yes, so I was never the biggest fan of the Portal Co-op thumbnails. They were just, I created it as such because it was, at the time, I just felt like I was like, I'm not wanting to change the background for each episode, because trying to find something within each of the chambers that would fit was just an annoyance for me. So it just was black and bland. But one of the O's in co-op sometimes changes with certain things.
Well, it changed once. It was episode 3.
Yeah,
it was the ball, which I became friends with. I can't even remember what his name was. I named him something.
And now we've done quite a lot of videos where like they haven't been our most favorite things to play, but we've thought, maybe this will make a good video, and it's ended up being, oh no, why have we done this? What are we doing?
And then it gets scrapped.
Yeah,
like we've had a scrapped utter highlights of Rainbow Six Siege, and that was scrapped because we just took so long to do it, and then Rainbow Six Siege went through a massive change.
Rainbow Six Siege updated twice in that time.
Yeah,
That's how long it took.
It changed so much. So like it was like clearly old footage, and it was actually pretty decent footage, but it just took so long to get out that we were like, you know what, fuck it, just scrap it. And I couldn't be arsed doing it again, like another utter highlights after the ordeal that was the utter highlights for PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds. Just going through 200 plus hours of footage was a fucking night.
And I think with the Siege stuff, there was actually more There was a whole lot more footage.
No,
Because
no, that was okay. Well, we've actually had two scrapped or highlights of Siege.
yeah, I was going to say
It
that.
was after the third Rainbow Six Siege our highlights, our third ever video.
Yeah,
Uh, we were like, oh, we'll save up Siege footage while we're doing the Battlefield one, and then we're like,
yeah,
no, fuck that. We've already had three. Scrap that. And then after a while, like we realized we hadn't played Siege for ages. Like we just stopped playing Siege for like 3 or 4 months or something. We fucking love Siege. It's like probably my favorite game at the moment. Is just Rainbow Six Siege. Actually, no, I'm loving War Thunder right now.
yeah.
But I always find myself back at Rainbow Six Siege. Like I never go that long without it, and that's the longest I've went without Rainbow Six Siege. Probably since I got it, not long after it came out. So I was like, let's just do a Rainbow Six Siege utter highlights. Go back to our roots, and then after the ordeal that was PUBG highlights, I just couldn't at all.
But nah.
Drained.
I was gonna point out, because one of our earliest videos, obviously Siege, but then Rocket League. And with Rocket League, I always love playing Rocket League. Like it's just you get so hyped for it. I absolutely hate.
I get way too fucking into Rocket League.
Yeah, like me and Bryan are not really into sports. Like we're not the sporty type. Like we don't sit and watch football or anything like that. But when it comes to Rocket
I like
League,
3 sports: baseball, American football, and skateboarding. Not in that order.
yeah, I'm not really a sports guy. Oh, like I'm not gonna sit down and watch someone playing basketball or football or anything. Like that's not my thing. But with Rocket League, to be honest, I would sit down and watch people playing Rocket League because you never know what's gonna happen, and there is some absolutely random shit that can happen.
There's also some epic stuff. I want to get better at aerials, like aerial maneuvers.
Same. But our recent Rocket League ones, I'm still working on one at the moment that actually will come out at the end of this month. But the biggest issue with them is that we found out partway through. Not
the last one, but the one before.
Yeah.
Is when you realised.
Yeah. What it is that both me and Bryan, when we're playing, we use ball cam because it allows the viewer and ourselves to kind of know what's going on. Like you can see the ball, so it's like obviously we're going to be going for the ball. We've always got an eye on it. But because we had Robbie joining us, he decided to play, and I don't mean it in, he played it, and I'm not saying he decided to do it, it's what he prefers. He plays it without ball cam. And so if you notice in the last 2 episodes of Rocket League, his footage does not show up that much because he will hit the ball. Yeah, he will hit the ball and then he'll drive off and just sit in a corner and do nothing for a while and just drive around, not looking towards where the action is going on. And when we questioned him as to why he plays without ball cam, he's like, "Oh, it's distracting."
To each their own, man.
To each their own, indeed. But the more distracting thing in our episodes is when it goes from ball cam, looking at a wall. And so it's been quite the ordeal trying to edit those, but it's always fun. It's always fun editing the Rocket League ones because you have to go through the 3 different perspectives and seeing who's kind of doing the most at the time that would fit. And that's also what came about of how the thumbnails came about. Because it was like when I was editing through it, I was like, that looks awesome when someone scored a goal. And so pretty much most of our Rocket Leagues have been like the thumbnails have just been the ball explosion in a goal, except the original Looney Bin episode 3, and that was a mishmash. Was never a fan of that, the way I created it, but the rest of them have been fantastic with just all the explosions going off. It's a nice, bright, vibrant game as well, so it's like it always catches your attention.
It does. It's gorgeous.
Oh, it is.
But you were talking about sports and how we're not very sporty, but like I said, I love skateboarding, and like my all-time favorite game is Skate 2. Yeah. So I'm just
would be
hoping like one day.
Yes, I was going to point that out.
I would love to just do an entire Skate series, 1, 2, and 3, all the way through.
Maybe
I'm not a
the
huge
third.
fan of 3. I'm not a huge fan of 3 that much. People love it, but I still like the game. But in comparison to how much I like the second one, the third one, it's leaps and bounds ahead, in my opinion. The second one,
because I remember playing the first one. Like, I bought the first one for someone's birthday, and before I gave it to them, I bought it secondhand, so I had to make sure it worked. Can't give someone a game that doesn't function. It's the worst thing. So I played it to kind of test it out just before I gave it to them, and I was sat there playing it. I was like, the controls in this are hard, but holy fuck, is this fun?
Oh yeah, but that's
like
that's
even
something...
the first game, and then I got the second one, and I was just like, this is even better.
But yeah, that's a game that I hope I can get to play one day on the channel. What about you? Is there anything you wanna hopefully one day? I'm not saying we will. It's interesting. Hopefully,
I would like to be able to go back and record like PS2 games, because there's a few PS2 games that I remember from my childhood that I feel could make good videos. Like I wouldn't mind doing like Jack and Daxter, the second one though, not Jack 2, whatever the bloody hell it was called. I wouldn't mind going back and playing that on the channel, playing through it, because the first one was a little too childish. The second one is where it got a little bit dark and gritty. I think that's really it. But there are quite a lot of old games that I would love to play, but I'm not sure what would actually be my one that I would want to do for the channel.
I think one that we'd like to do, like I think we've talked about this, is a Conflict series.
Ah, yes. Another reason for doing old PS2, because the Conflict games are on PlayStation 2.
If you want to do co-op, that is. We can get Conflict Desert Storm
1 and 2 on Steam.
But it's got no co-op.
But no co-op. And it's a real shame because it's a real shame because the game is made for co-op. It, like the PS2, when I remember we played through that many years ago, like long before this channel was even an idea. And we played through it because that's something we've always enjoyed. Like me and Bryan have always done co-op games. Like I remember playing Splinter Cell Conviction.
Yeah, we played through the entirety of Splinter Cell Conviction, but we were going to do for the channel as well. But apparently, the online services of that is totally fucked. So we had to.
They didn't even work about a year after the game came out. So now it's 2018. They don't function at all.
Yep.
So that was a shame. But that's why we've done Blacklist.
Yeah.
Is that
a lot of the missions?
Although it's not the best co-op, because it's not the same as Conviction's. Conviction's story for its co-op was intriguing because you are two rivals working together, and then at the end,
the ending,
you have to kill each other.
Spoiler.
Spoiler for an old game.
10-year-old game.
Exactly.
I hope they get a new Splinter Cell soon.
Yes, but that is something.
E3's coming up. Coming up.
Yep. And each year we try and do an E3 party. Maybe, just maybe this year we'll do the E3 party, but we might even bring this. We'll bring the podcast to after E3 and we'll give our thoughts on it. There's a possibility on that. I feel.
That actually sounds fun.
Yeah,
that could be a possibility. We'll see what we can do. But yeah, we've got loads of ideas of what we want to do for this channel.
It's what we want to go with it as well.
Older games, because we don't always do like the newest, most crazy great game that's out there right now. Like we haven't touched Fortnite, and Fortnite is huge right now. Like we just don't really care for it that much.
The other issue as well is the other issue for us as well is that neither of us actually get that much money in terms of trying to afford. Like most of my money that I do get either goes on paying bills or trying to upgrade my PC so that I can actually do things. And so when it comes to then having spare money left over to be able to buy new games, can't really always do that because most games are quite expensive these days. Annoyingly, I remember I remember back with my PS2, like you'd get a game and it'd be like 30 quid when it came out. I don't know like what the conversion rate at the time would have been for the US, because I know we have US viewers as well. But like games would come out and they had a disc, and I remember vividly being younger and having to go into a major city to get the game, because where I lived at the time was in the middle of buttfuck nowhere. And so I'd go into the city. I can't remember the days, but usually it would be like a weekday, and get the game from Game, or at the time the actual store was called Electronic Arts. Don't think it had any affiliation with EA, but that's what the store was called. It then became Game. And on the bus ride back, you got to just sit there,
read the manual,
open up and read the manual.
Yeah,
like, that was the same thing. Yep, it was an enjoyable thing. And nowadays, games don't even come with a bloody manual if you get them in a.
They don't even come with a box. It's all downloadable now.
Well, okay, when they do come with a box, it's usually a box that doesn't even have a disc in it. It's just a download code and a sheet of paper with that download code on it, and maybe these are your basic controls. And that's what I hate. And now that games are mostly digital, they're still really expensive. And I'm confused by that.
It's because they know we will. They know we'll spend 50 quid on the newest game. They know we'll spend 10 quid to get 1 million online fucking fictional dollars to buy that new car that they just released. And yes, this is a kind of stab at GTA Online. Yeah, but I don't want to get into that.
I'm not a fan of microtransactions in games, because if my thought on it is, if I've just spent like 20, 30, 40, 50 quid, or sometimes even 60 if the company is really feeling like being money-grabbing bastards. If I've just spent that much money, I don't want to then have to spend more money in-game, like real-world money. It's not my kind of thing. Yeah. But that's why we don't really do that many kind of new games, because trying to get them is a pain in the ass, especially both getting them. If one of us can get them, if they're co-op, if one of us can buy them, like that, then it's pain. It's just a pain. But
I like doing the older ones. I like doing the ones that
exactly.
That I liked. Like I liked GoldenEye, and we did GoldenEye Source, which is fine.
We did GoldenEye Source.
We used to play that all the time, drinking nights. Love Rocket League. Love Rainbow Six. I enjoy PUBG. I love Star Wars Battlefront 2. It was the game of my childhood.
We're going to try and do that some more. There will be.
Yes, we do want to. The online is functioning but dodgy.
It's dodgy, but it's only recently just got the online back up and functioning. Previous to that, it didn't work at all. Yeah. So that's what made it amazing, being able to go back and play that for the channel, because it was just like, I never played the original PS2 version. I think I played it at yours at one point, and that was all. Like, I did Galactic Conquest, and that was it.
Yeah, Galactic Conquest. I love that game. I wish that was like multiplayer, so we could face off against each other.
That would be perfect. Either that, or not even just facing off, but imagine actually being teammates in Galactic Conquest.
Oh, you can do that
on the same. You can't really do.
You can't do it online.
Way. No,
but you can do it you can do it on the PlayStation.
No, I was going to say
you can do it against each other on the PlayStation. What I mean is doing it like online. That would be amazing.
Again. Yeah, that would be.
Bring it to the modern age. Anyway, this has gone on long enough.
Yes, this has. We're almost an hour in, and this will probably end up being cut down a bit, because we do ramble quite significantly.
We do.
But to end this off, though, I will point out that what we want to continue with the channel is continuing doing things we like. If people enjoy the stuff we do, that's awesome, because it's nice to actually get people to actually watch our stuff and enjoy it. That's kind of what we do it for. And previously, as stated there, we don't make money from YouTube. So we are thinking of setting up a Patreon.
We're looking into it.
Yes, we're looking into it. So if people would like to help us, to at least allow us to, because all the money we would make from Patreon would go straight back into the channel.
Oh yeah,
It would go back into the
100%.
channel for allowing us to keep making the content we do and getting better at it. And it would allow us to get some of the newer games to be able to record those for the channel. If you guys enjoy our channel, thank you very much for watching. If you want to support us, right now we have no way of doing that, but that will be coming up soon, and that will be put in the channel somewhere at the top on the banner. Little Patreon symbol will be there. But thank you very much. And you've been listening to Therapy Session File 0.
Yeah. Bye.